Това, което е било. И си казвам дали.
Hey there, folks. I want to welcome everybody here today to a very special GCN call. Definitely excited to be here. I will be right back with you. We're going to just allow this room to fill up. So you've got a few minutes, do whatever you need to do. But we have a great presentation we're going to be sharing here today to give you everything that you need to know about the new GCN, how exactly it's going to work, and how it's going to affect you as an existing member. Okay, so let's give it just a couple minutes here. Like I said, we'll allow the room to fill up and then we'll get this thing going. I appreciate you taking the time to be out here. Hey there, folks. If you are just jumping in the room, I definitely want to welcome you here today. We are going to go ahead and get this thing started here in just about 1 minute. I know, what is it, 3 after the hour. I want to make sure people get in here. We definitely want everybody to be able to hear this awesome message. So give it just a second. I am recording this and we will get this thing started here momentarily. Okay, folks, we are going to go ahead and get things rolling. Listen, first of all, I want to tell you thank you for taking the time to come out here today. I know for some of you, it is the middle of the day. Some of you, it might be night. It just depends on where you're at in the world. I know we got a good U.S. base, though, so a lot of you are here, or Latin America, you're here today, and we definitely appreciate you taking the time to join us. What I'm going to be doing here today is introducing the new GCN. As you guys know, I mean, obviously it's been some time, the communication. If you've watched any of my videos, I know where we've been lacking. We're going to talk about some of those things. But what I really want to do here today is focus on the future, right? I mean, the past is the past. We're going to talk about it, right? Because it has to be talked about. But at the same time, we're going to be talking about the future, exactly what it means to each and every one of you as a member of GCN, what's going to be changing, and what's going to be better, and some of that's going to be dependent on you, right? Everyone's going to have an opinion. Obviously you can't make everybody happy, but at the same time, we're going to do our very, very best here today to make this work for you and work for you and your family. And that's what is most important to me, is make sure that we can continue this journey and make sure it happens. So I see a lot of names I recognize. I definitely appreciate you taking the time to come out here. So without further ado, let's go ahead. I'm going to share my screen with you, and we're going to get this thing rolling here. I want to make sure, can everybody see my screen? If you can just give me a number 1 in the chat, or anyone, just give me a number 1. It doesn't have to be everybody. That would be great. And I will make sure to get, okay, awesome. Thank you all so much. Thank you so much. Okay, so let's start with the new beginning, right? Exactly where we're at. And, I want to start this off just as I did, I think, my last video, with a little bit of, well, number 1, taking responsibility for specific things, and also, talking about the communication, where things have been, why the lack of communication, and why I feel like we have clarity now to move forward in the direction we want. And, it all is kind of bundled into one. So we're going to talk about that. And, here's the deal. I know these last 8, 9 months has been it's been a challenge. I mean, not just with GCN, but just in general, right? I mean, life has been a struggle with the pandemic. There's a lot of challenges, a lot of things that are out there that have been hard on a lot of people. And I know for you who have been in GCN, maybe you've had a chance to attend our live events. Maybe you haven't. Maybe we had a chance to meet face to face. Maybe you haven't. There's a lot of you that were sold something, 8, 9 months ago, maybe even a year ago. And, you're trying to figure out where it's at, what's going on, where have we been, and we just disappeared. Well, let me be clear on something, okay? Just to kind of like, get through the crap so we can get to the real stuff, I guess is the best way to say it. I know that there's a lot of people that speculated that we were just gone. It didn't matter how many videos I made. It didn't matter what I said. I think most people thought that we were gone and gone for good. And it was just, it was a great memory, but it was something that isn't going to be there, right? There's some of you that, maybe you started with us right when things were going down and, you feel cheated, you feel frustrated, you feel let down. And trust me, I understand where you're coming from, and we're going to address all those things. Okay. And we're going to let you know exactly, what it looks like for you in the future. Now, so we're going to go through all this. And what I like to do here, I have a PDF instead of an actual slideshow. So I hope that's okay. I hope you guys can see it still okay. And I made this PDF, so don't judge me on it. I'm not a very good designer. It won't all look like this. We've got a theme here, but this is what we're going to start. And if you guys watch my last video, I talked about the beginning of how this thing actually started, right? Back in July of 2019, the idea of sports trading BTC came about. There was a system there that I actually bought, I inherited. And with that came a lot of different things. Okay. And we'll talk about some of those things. But I was excited about it. I was fired up about it because I knew what we were coming with is something that was so unique that the market had not seen before, right? It was something that, in my opinion, it needed to be out there. It's something that was legit, something that people could actually see, something that people could be a part of. And, truthfully, in that July, even the August phase, it was really hard because I couldn't get really much traction there, right? And then finally we got some traction. We got some leaders that were excited, and we had a bunch of people that had already been in the system. It was a totally different name who had been comped in, and there was a lot of mess that was going on. But at the same time, we were excited about it. We officially launched our company in October of 2019. For those of you who were able to come to that Orlando event, to me, that is a monumental day in my career. And what I mean by that is I had an opportunity to meet so many amazing people that I'd either seen or heard in the industry before. Some of you I hadn't. And, it was like one of those things. I mean, if you've ever met someone and you just kind of clicked, right? Like right off the bat, you're like, man, I could hang out with that person. Or maybe you're a married couple and you find that couple on a cruise or something like that. Just people you don't even know. And then all of a sudden it's like, man, it's like we're old times friends, right? That event in Orlando set things apart for me. It really, it allowed me to really lean into this thing full boat and be able to have the vision to try to move forward as a company and create the things that we wanted to create. So, you fast forward a little bit, we've got November, we come out with the name change. I'm not going to spend a bunch of time on this, but when we start with sports trading BTC, STB, I mean, it's catchy, right? There was a lot of catch to it. I liked it, but at the same time, it kind of pigeonholed us, right? It put us in this category of only doing sports. We weren't necessarily trading sports, so there was some confusion there. We had the name BTC in it. So we started looking at, all different things, speaking to attorneys, doing the things that we needed to do to make sure that we were compliant. So we made a name change, right, to globalcreditsnetwork.com. Now, here's the deal. If you were in the Toronto event, that's when we actually revealed that we were going to be doing a name change. The first name we gave you actually was horrible. For those of you who are there, I just remember showing that name and people were like, oh my God. Well, we changed it. And there were some great people that helped us with that. I remember Brent and Kim, they gave me some great ideas to kind of work off and some other people that were throwing ideas in there. So it was really cool. We came up with this great concept of the global credit networks. We introduced the auctions as well during that time. So, we switched from being just a sports company, just a company that concentrated on handicapping and our games of the week, to all of a sudden now we have the auctions that are involved. And we were evolving into what I consider an entertainment company, right? right? Not just sports, not just auctions. There's so many different areas that we could go into when it comes to gaming, when it comes to travel. I mean, just think about entertainment. And that was the vision of where we were going with Global Credits Network. Now, as everybody knows, we had a great December, we had a great January, we had the holiday specials, and obviously hindsight's 2020. Even though it was really good, there were some challenges with that, right? Because what people didn't realize until we actually sent the information out is we were bleeding, right? We were bleeding somewhat as a company because of the decisions that were made early on, right? With the comps, with people being paid that didn't pay for their account, all these different things. So what do we do? Well, we sent out a message, right? A letter to anybody who was comped an account, and we asked them to pay. And it didn't happen. I mean, it's as simple as that, right? It didn't matter. The best leaders out there did not feel comfortable. They didn't want to do it. And hey, I get it. I mean, I wouldn't want to throw 5 Bitcoin in, right? Even if I had made 10, I get it. But at the same time, we were looking for ways to help. We felt like we had given back to so many different people. There were close to 200 people that were in that category, and not one single person really stepped up until we kind of like got in there. And then a few of you did, okay? And I appreciate for the ones that actually stood up and did that. The biggest thing we got is, hey, I paid when I renewed my account. Well, you didn't actually pay for your original account, so you're still playing on company money, which essentially means you're playing on someone else's money, which is not good, right? That's not the way a company can work. So as we're fighting through that, as we're trying to work with the leaders and do this, we start to struggle. We start to make some comp plan changes. You guys saw it happening right in front of you, right? And then the COVID happens. And I think a lot of you out there, I think for some reason in your mind, you think that I just solely blame COVID on, the fall, if you will, of what we were doing in GCN. Couldn't be further from the truth, okay? I am well aware, I think everyone's well aware that we had issues, we had struggles before. Now, COVID set it on fire, right? Because the number one thing that we know for certain we are good at just got taken away from us. And it went from being like, I remember because March 13th is my wedding anniversary. I remember that day that I was actually at a sports book with my wife. And that specific day, there were supposed to be a ton of games. And guess what? Everything got canceled, right? Everything went away around that March 13th to March 15th area. Everything went away. Maybe you guys remember that. And, we didn't have a good idea of exactly what was going to happen. Like, how long is this going to last? We didn't know. And here we are, it took months, literally months for sports to come back. And during that time, there was a lot of different things going on. As many of you know, I mean, I've talked about this. You guys know that obviously I helped launch Lionshare. We had a lot of success with that. That's a smart contract that has nothing to do with GCN. But at the same time, everybody was kind of doing their own things. At the same time, me not doing the best that I could as far as communicating, right? I tried to come back, I guess I can't even remember what month it was, with a new comp plan. And that comp plan was built around the matrix. And I will tell you, I mean, straight up, even though I did not feel like a lot of you would love that, I felt like it was at least an option to give people, if they wanted to work the system, that they could. Wasn't my first choice, but at the same time, we did it. Now, hindsight's always 2020. That was a mistake, right? That was a mistake to roll that out. What we should have done is we should have just taken a step back, communicate with people and say, look, this is what we're going to be doing. These are the changes that are going to happen. These are why that they have to happen. Now, here we are going into January of 2021. A lot has happened during that time. What's amazing about it to me is that we have people that are still excited about GCN, still want it to work. And then obviously we have the people that are haters, if you will, the people that feel like they've been taken advantage of. And then you've got the people that are playing victim that probably earn more than, well, definitely more than me, but more than anybody else out there, those victims as well. And, those are the ones that really get to me. And I'm not going to try to spend any time on those because I don't think it's worth my breath. You guys have heard me so many times talk about, you don't have to look very far if you want to know where BTC went. Just look to those accounts, because that's what exactly happened. We all know the blockchain doesn't lie, right? It's right there for everybody to be able to see. And even though I've sent specific details, like literally details of Bitcoin transactions, people have foggy memories on exactly what happened. That's okay. Thankfully, we are in a position that we do everything in Bitcoin. So it's not a question of did it happen or not. We know exactly what happened, which is awesome. So here's what we have to do. Rather than focusing on that, all that negativity, all the things that could have done, all the things that we could have done, we have to focus on the future, and what is it that we can bring to the table that is going to help us, so what do we do now? Where are we at? What does this mean for you exactly? Well, here's one thing that we definitely know. We know that our sports handicappers and we know that our daily auctions work. Okay. We know that our games of the week, I mean, we were doing 72% on our games of the week. That is unheard of, right? Our handicappers were doing over 60%. Now, since that time, I know there's been other companies pop up, people talking about this, that, and the other. The bottom line is numbers don't lie, right? I mean, we showed every single game that we ever had out there from our handicappers. You can't fake a GOW. We know it works, and people fell in love with this concept. Now, some of you also fell in love with the auction system, but maybe not enough like to make it like super successful. Part of that could have been from training. Part of it could have been the items that we were putting out there. Part of it could have been that, you could just sit on your credits for as long as you wanted, right? So there's a lot of things that came into that, but we know that this combination specifically, our handicappers that have done a great job, the auctions, we know that it works. We know that that is a winning, equation. But the question is, what else can go into it? What else have we learned along the way that we know can actually help us grow this business, get people to where they need to be, and be excited about what we're doing? You talk to anybody out there, any leader out there who attended any of our live events, I think that they would tell you the same exact thing. This is a cool concept. It's an unbelievable community. We had a lot of fun. And I think that that's one of the reasons why this hurts the most, right? It hurt the most because it's like being hurt by someone that you like or someone that you love or someone that's close to you, because, we felt like something was just ripped apart from us. And, it's kind of funny and not funny at the same time. When you're in a position like I am, when you're in front of this thing, it's like all of a sudden, it's people have short-term memories in this industry. It's all about what have you done for me today? Not what did you do for me back in August, September, whenever, October. It's never that. It's like, what have you done for me today? And, when things get tough, and we have a lot of tough things going on in the economy right now, people's demeanor changes almost instantly. It goes from being, hey, we're going to be patient, we're going to wait, we would believe in you, James, to like, hey, you are the devil, you stole all this Bitcoin, you are going to burn. I mean, you guys get what I'm saying. And to me, I just have to roll with it. Okay. People are going to say what they want to say. They're going to believe what they want to believe. And that's completely fine. But the thing that I will tell you is this. Okay. Not once has it ever crossed my mind to walk away from this thing, because if it had crossed my mind, I just would have done it. My life probably would have been a lot easier. There would have been some of you that, had big emotions about it and maybe even took other steps. But the reality is, it is what it is. So all we can do right now is we have two choices. And I said this in my last video. Choice A is to forget about this thing and to walk away, which I'm not willing to do. And I hope you're not either. But option B is we have to come together. We have to come together as a company. We have to come together as leaders and say, hey, we can do this. We can make it work. We remember how good it was when it was happening. And we remember the reasons why, right? We remember all those things and all the changes, all the little shifts that we made during that time. You have to understand something. Those shifts were made to try to save, right? To try to help the company make it. It wasn't the math that failed us in the beginning. It wasn't our handicappers. It wasn't the auctions. It wasn't even the math necessarily on the compensation plan. It was some of the restrictions, and mostly it was our generosity in the beginning, which got us into this position. So let's move forward here and let's start talking about, what this is all about. I've said this many times. I want Global Credits Network, when people think of us, they think entertainment and fun. And I know that those two things I just showed you on the last slide can do both of those if done correctly. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to walk through what is going to happen. What is new, what's improved about our system, exactly what you can expect going forward here, and how it's going to affect you and your family. So if you're an existing member of GCN, which I'm guessing every single person on here is, I assume that no one new is actually here, joining today to watch this. we're going to talk about the new compensation plan, but we're going to talk about more detail, specifically how it relates to you, right? Because that's what everybody wants to know. Everything else that I talked about, some of you appreciate it. Some of you wanted me to shut up and move on, and I get it. But what we're going to focus on right now is, what does this look like going forward? So I'm going to break down the compensation plan for you. And then we're going to actually get to the point of, hey, what does it mean to you? Like, what do you have to do as a member to be able to participate in this and be able to do it? Okay. So what we're going to start with here today is the direct sales bonus. Okay. A lot of this is going to look really familiar to you. Some of it, I think this might have been called the fast start bonus, whatever you want to call it. But the bottom line is this. Okay. The direct sales bonus is going to be one bonus that we have here, and it's really simple to qualify for. All you have to do is have personal volume equal to the package you own or greater. So in the example of, if I own a half BTC account, right? If I own a half BTC account, I need to make 2 sales at 0.25 or 1 sale at 0.5 or 5 sales at 0.1. You guys get the gist, right? That is a one-time qualification. So once you're qualified, you can begin to earn that direct sales bonus, right, of 10%, which is an awesome deal. That is a great bonus once you're qualified. Simple, easy to understand. Don't have to spend much time on it. Okay. Let's talk about the binary. Now, with our binary inside of Global Credits Network, the one thing that was messed up about our binary was this. Okay. As everybody knows, in order to qualify for almost any binary in the universe, you have to make 1 sell on the left and 1 sell on the right. That's pretty common, like standard around the industry, right? But also what's standard around the industry is that means you don't start earning income until your 3rd sell, okay? The way that our binary was structured and the way that it was programmed, and you're probably like, why is he telling us this? It's just because I want to be completely transparent with you. Our binary was paying out on that 2nd sell. So if someone came in, they made a sell on the left, as soon as they made the sell on the right, the binary was triggered and a commission was paid out. Those didn't count as qualifying sells. They actually counted as sells. Going forward, the binary is going to work the way it should. There's going to be a sell on the left and a sell on the right to qualify you. After those 2 qualifying sells going forward, you can earn commission from the 3rd sell on. Okay. Really simple to understand. I think everybody gets how a binary works, but if you don't, that's the deal. The binary percentages. Okay. We've really simplified this. If you were in the G1 through the G5, which by the way, I'm going to show you the prices, the new prices of the platform here in just a second. But G1 through G5, you're going to have a 5% binary payout. G6 through G10, it is a 10% binary payout. Now, one important thing that we are going to be doing, again, that every company out there does it. This is how binaries work. And it's the way we should have done it in the beginning, because it really cost us a tremendous amount of money with people sitting and not doing anything. Okay. All unused volume will expire in 60 days. Okay. So if you have volume sitting there for 60 days and you haven't done anything, that volume will be flushed out and you will start new. Some of you are going to hate that. I get it. But at the same time, let me tell you something. We don't really have a choice if we want to make sure to protect our company, because the reality is, without a healthy company, the rest of this is irrelevant, right? If our company is not healthy, if we're not able to make sure that we can host the events, to provide the best auction items that we can, to pay our handicappers, to do all those things that we need to do, guess what? The rest of this doesn't matter. So that's exactly how the binary is going to work. Again, G1 through G5, 5%, G6 through G10, you have a 10% binary payout. The only qualification is 1 sell on the left and 1 sell on the right. And every 60 days, your volume is going to expire if it's not used. Now, let me be clear on something, okay? It's from the time that that binary is created, that volume. So if it was created today, which is, December 23rd, 60 days from today is when it would expire. Okay. I think that's pretty simple, very standard in the industry. And I think a lot of you know it. Okay. Let's talk about the customer acquisition bonus. Okay. Now, as many of you know, did I spell that wrong? I might have spelled that wrong. If I did, I'm sorry. It's okay. But here's the deal. Customer acquisition bonus. As many of you know, we took this bonus away, right? We totally eliminated this bonus. And even when we had this bonus, we had what we called a minimum bonus and a maximum bonus, okay? The minimum bonus was basically, hey, you come in, you're in. You make any type of sale, you get paid that minimum bonus. We got the maximum bonus that had a qualification. Now, the problem was with this is a couple things, okay? Number one, it posed a lot of challenges, because what happened is we had people stacking accounts. There's many of you watching this today. There's many of you that were given accounts that on top of giving an account, you stacked accounts, okay? Which means you might have 10 accounts. You might have stacked 20 accounts. You did it for two reasons. Number one, you wanted to qualify for the customer acquisition bonus, okay? So you manipulated the comp plan. Let's just be straight, okay? The other reason why you did is because you wanted a higher payout on your binary, okay? There were some of you that stacked it so hard against the company that by the time we got done with the binary payout, we were paying out over 60% of every dollar that came in back to the field in binary commissions. That came from people manipulating the system and stacking accounts. There's no other way to put it, right? I'm not faulting you for it because guess what? We didn't have the things in place to restrict that. There's nothing we did to restrict it so you could do whatever you wanted. But the reality is it hurt us from a binary standpoint in addition to the customer acquisition bonus, okay? The customer acquisition bonus, let's be clear on the name, okay? Customer acquisition bonus means that you must have some customers, you must have some sales in order to be able to participate in this, okay? This is not a passive where you do nothing, come in and invest. I've said this about 5 billion times since July of 2019. Global Credits Network is not an investment. If you sold this as an investment, if you are one of the people that sold this as an investment, if you use the word investment when you were showing this to people, that is on you. You've never heard that come out of my mouth. You've heard just the opposite, that this is not. It will never be considered that. An investment is something that you put your money in. You expect some type of rate of return. Also, you expect some type of risk. Whether it works out or not depends on the investment. But there's no requirement for you to do anything other than just set your money there and let it grow. That is an investment, okay? I happened to work investments for 10 years. That's what I did before I ever got into this industry. So very familiar with the financial laws and what is required to be an investment, what is not required to be an investment, okay? Customer acquisition bonus. It requires you to have customers in order to qualify for this bonus. This bonus is based upon our sports wagering, our auctions, the profitability of the company. That is how we determine the customer acquisition bonus. Now, previously, that bonus could be anywhere from 0% all the way up to 0.25% for the minimum. And it could be from 0% all the way up to 2% as, just the big bonus, okay, if you qualified for the big one. Now, here's the deal. People forgot, or people didn't see the zero when it said 0 to 2%. You forgot about that, okay? There has to be profit for a company to be able to pay that. If not, where's it coming from? Where do you think it's coming from if people are not profitable to make those payments? Let's be clear with one another, okay? So in order to qualify for your customer acquisition bonus, people that are looking at this, people that you're inviting to this, they will need to make personal sales and have personal sales volume equal to or greater than the package that they own. So same exact as the direct sales bonus. Your first sale, let's say that you own the package of half a Bitcoin, you need to make at least one sale at half of a Bitcoin, okay? Or 2 sales at a quarter, or 5 sales at 0.1. You get the point. However you add up to that is how it works. Now, also the qualification, this qualification happens every 6 months or on every renewal. Okay. So what does that mean? We're going to get to the renewals here in just a second. If you've been with us from the beginning, you know what renewal means, right? It means that your package actually doubled and you have a choice at that point what you want to do. We removed all this stuff. This was the original plan. And when we started trying to juggle things to make things work, we made changes, right? I'm being straight with you. I'm being honest. That's why they were doing. This is not a broke plan. This is a plan that can work. The binary is a plan that can work. The direct sales bonus is a plan that can work. Our handicappers can work. The auctions can work, right? But it's not just us. It takes you as well. And it takes people not wanting to take advantage of the company, not wanting to manipulate the compensation plan, not wanting to come and ask with their hand out, hey, can I have this without giving you anything because I'm this massive leader. All those things are what will hurt us. The things that will help us is if you can believe in the company, believe in the process, understand that our handicappers are going to do what they're supposed to be doing, right? Our auctions, we'll get to that here in just a second, but we have some awesome things that we're going to be doing on our auctions that are going to set this off, okay? So just keep that in mind. But this is the customer acquisition bonus. I don't think that there's any more to talk about on it. We're going to get to the point where we talk about how it affects you here in just a second. Okay, so just know that. Credit sales bonus. Okay, credit sales bonus, really simple. If you have someone that does not care about the binary, they do not care about the customer acquisition bonus, they do not care about the direct sales bonus, they're not trying to build a network marketing business whatsoever, they can still buy credits from you and they can still participate in the games of the weeks. They can participate in the auctions, whatever they would like to do, they have the ability to do. Now, when someone purchases credits, you are going to earn a 10% direct commission. Okay. There's no qualification bonus for this. We reward you for making retail sales. The more retail sales you make, hey, the better for everybody, right? We don't want this just to be builders. We also want customers who can see the value in what we're doing. So that's what this credit sales bonus is all about. Pretty simple. I don't think we need to spend any more time on it. Now, let's talk about credits. Okay. This is a very important part. So if I put you asleep, I want you to wake up because you need to pay attention to this part. Okay. It's going to be really, really crucial to your understanding of this platform going forward. Okay. GCN credits. Going forward, there are going to be 3 different types of credits. We're going to have what we call your auction credits. And as you can guess, these are only credits that can be used on bidding on auctions. That's it. Okay. That is what an auction credit is for. We're going to have sports credits. I'm sure you can guess. Sports credits can only be used on GOWs, nothing else. That is your sports credits. And then we have what we call earned credits. These are credits that can actually be withdrawn. Okay. So auction credits for auctions, sports credits for sports with the GOWs. Earned credits are the ones that you can actually remove. Now, here's the key thing. Okay. Your credits will expire in 60 days if not used. Now, why are we doing that? Well, I'm going to tell you multiple reasons why. Number one, we have people that were just stacking these credits and not participating in anything, right? Or they would come out there and they would try to put like 5,000 credits on a GOW, which we'll get to that here in just a second. Okay, so what we're doing is we want to make sure to protect our company, right? And the only way that we can do that is to make sure that there are specific things that you can use your credits for. And in addition to that, that if you're not using them, they will expire. Okay, it's really that simple. You have 60 days to use them. If you don't use them, they're gone. Okay, really simple. So let's just continue down the road here. Here are the new prices and packages that are going to be inside GCN. Hopefully you guys can see this. It looks pretty big from my side, so I think you can see it. You can see that we're going to be priced for the masses, right? And when someone comes in, one of the biggest differences going forward in GCN is this. When someone comes in and purchases a package, they're actually going to receive some auction credits when they purchase their package. Okay. So someone comes in and they put 1 Bitcoin inside of our platform, they're going to receive 6,250 auction credits that they can start using. Now, again, those auction credits will expire in 60 days if they don't use them. They're only able to be used for auctions. Okay. You cannot use these for GOWs, and obviously you cannot withdraw these. These are going to be auction credits. Now, why would we do that? Well, there's multiple reasons. I mean, number one, we want to build this auction up, right? We want participation in the auction because the more participation we get, guess what? The more items we can come with and the more profitability for our company we have, which means a higher CAB bonus for those who qualify. It's really that simple. I mean, that's what it boils down to. Number two, we wanted to give people, when they come in and purchase our package, number one, they get the sports wagering course, right? They get every single one of our picks, all of our picks, okay? Number three, they're also going to get credits when they purchase their package. Now, there's some of you that might have came in really late to the game. Okay, so let's say that you came in, well, maybe even in March, right? Or February, you were very late to coming into GCN. We're going to work with some of you guys there and figure out what we can do to help you with some of these auction credits as well. Okay. We don't want to take advantage of anyone. We want to make sure that people feel good about what's going on. So that's something that we're going to work with people on an individual basis. It's not going to be just like a blast, like, hey, you came in here, we're going to give you this. No, we're going to take a look at specific things to make sure that it protects our company. Hopefully at this point, you're starting to see like, a theme here, right? We want to be healthy. We want to be attractive. We want to give people what they want. I know what they want, but at the same time, we want to be healthy and we want to protect what we have going on. So that's exactly what you're seeing here. Okay. So those are the prices. You can see the slides very easy to understand. The prices in Bitcoin, the amount of credits you receive, auction credits, and then the binary payout. Really simple. Okay. So we are going to move forward. Expiring packages. Okay. We've talked about this, and this is the way this system worked in the past. Someone comes in, let's say they put a Bitcoin in, they buy our highest package on GCN. Through the binary, through the direct sales commissions, through a cab bonus if they qualify, all those things, once they get to 2 Bitcoin, they would actually, their package would expire. Okay. At that point, they need to decide, hey, do I want to continue with this business? Do I want to continue to get the sports picks? Do I want access to my, all those different things, the sports wagering, the auctions, all those, they just have to decide if that's what they want to do. If they decide to renew, when they put that 1 Bitcoin back in to renew their package, guess what? They're going to get another 6,250 credits, auction credits that they can use. And now they're back in a position to decide how they want to build their business. They get to keep their downline, all those things. You're going to have 5 days to do that. Okay. Previously, we gave people, I think, 24 hours, and then it was over, and that was it. That's not the way we're going to do it, because some of you travel, some of you don't pay attention. And if you're like me, you probably got your family, you've got other businesses, there's things that you're doing. So we want to give you the proper amount of time to be able to do that. Okay. So I think that's pretty clear, pretty easy to understand. If you want to renew, you can. If you don't have to, but just know that you will actually lose everything as far as your business side is concerned. Okay. Pretty simple. And obviously the products as well. So let's talk about some elephants in the room, and let's get to the real stuff. Okay. The real stuff is, how is this going to affect you? As everybody knows, we do have some outstanding GOWs and some auction items that have been outstanding, well, since we went down. Some of those have been paid. Some items have been sent. I have used some of my personal funds to be able to do some of that. So the big question is, well, what's going to happen if I have GOWs outstanding? What's going to happen if I have auction items outstanding? Well, there's 2 different categories of people out here. Okay. There's some of you that actually paid for your account. Okay. The ones who paid for their original account. Now, even if it was a renewal, I'm talking about your original account. You did everything that you were supposed to do. You participated in these products, these auctions, these GOWs, and you are due, and you should receive everything that you put into that 100%, right? There's others out there that didn't pay for anything. You earned a lot, and that's non-negotiable. Okay. Well, I'm not negotiating with people that didn't even purchase their original products or services. And, if you're one of the people that did, I would hope that you're standing right beside me right now going, yeah, finally. Yeah, that's right. That's right. They shouldn't be rewarded for that, right? They shouldn't. They absolutely shouldn't. But for those who did it right, you absolutely should. And we're going to make sure to take care of that. So what does that look like? Well, one of the biggest things for us is profitability, right? We have to get into a profit as a company. And I don't think it's going to take us long to do it if we can get the right message out there and get people excited. Now, there's some of you out there that have done some damage, right? You have videos out there, you have posting out there, calling me every name in the book. I've stole this, I've done that. Let me tell you something. You're not helping anyone, especially yourself, because this works one of 2 ways, right? We either make this work, right? And we get this thing back going the way that it can be, and everyone has a chance to get their stuff back and do whatever they want to do, or we don't, right? And we go the other route. We have people bash us, and we have people do that. If you're one of those people out there, you're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. If you're one of the leaders out there who are acting like a victim, who's earned all this Bitcoin and been sitting on it and just wanted to jump on the bandwagon so you can seem like the leader, I know I'm seeming probably like a little bit of a prick right now. I don't care, because I want to shoot you guys straight. I mean, we're all grown-ups here, so let's just say it like it is, okay? Stop playing the victim card, because we're going to do the right thing. So what does that mean? How does it look? Okay, very simple. There's an outstanding GOW or an auction. We will begin to pay these out as soon as we start going. Okay. I'm asking for this. I'm asking for a 90-day window, which, guess what? I'm pushing that way out. It could be 9 days. I don't know. It's really going to depend on how we get this thing going, and if we can get the profitability and get people excited about it. If you're one of those people out right now, you have an outstanding GOW, you have an outstanding auction item, and you're like, well, I'm not going to promote anything because, I have that outstanding. That's your choice. That's totally up to you. But again, you're part of the problem. You're not part of the solution. We have to determine as a team if we can push forward and get past some of this stuff and work together. I can assure you one thing. I will not take not one single fraction of a Bitcoin. Me personally, my family will not take one fraction of a Bitcoin until every single one of these are paid off. I promise you that. Okay. So this is not a profit type thing for me. This is something that you guys deserve it, who actually deserve it, and you will get it. And you have my commitment on that. But it's going to require some effort and some people stepping up and wanting to lock arms and really take this to the next level. For those who don't, that's okay. That's totally up to you. There'll be plenty of people that do. Okay. So that's the outstanding GOWs and the auctions. Existing earned credits and purchased credits. Okay. Again, this is the same exact thing. If you're one of the members that did not pay for your original account, non-negotiable. Don't even talk to me about it, because there's nothing there for you. Okay. If you did pay for it, okay, you earned it, you own it. We're going to do whatever we can for you. Now, keep in mind, most of the earned credits are the GOWs. They're one and the same. I mean, 90% of people, probably even 100% of people that have earned credits, it came from either GOWs or auctions, right? So the last slide that I talked about, this is kind of repeating the same exact thing. We're committed to making this happen for you, okay? I promise you that is the commitment. The commitment's not to come in here, raise a bunch of Bitcoin, me take it for me and my family and go on. No, my first priority is to get these things done, but it requires help from all of us, okay? Really that simple. Let's talk about the CAB bonus qualifications for non-paid accounts and for those of you who actually paid. And in addition to that, for new people coming in, okay? So the new people coming in, you guys have already seen exactly what the qualification is to do that, okay? That qualification is the same for every single person here, okay? In order to qualify for the bonus, the CAB bonus, which by the way, there's only one. The maximum CAB bonus will just be called the CAB bonus. There's no minimum, there's no maximum, okay? In order to qualify for this, you must have personal volume equal to or greater than the package you own, period, okay? It's that simple. It doesn't matter if you joined in July or if you joined in March, you must qualify for this bonus, and that's exactly how you do it. Now, again, I'm going to say this again, even though I've said it on the last two slides. If you did not pay for your original account, this is non-negotiable. Do not come to me. Do not ask me for a CAB bonus. Do not ask me for a deal, because I'm not willing to sacrifice everybody else in this company for one specific leader, regardless of how many people you think that you can bring. Okay, period. I hope you hear me loud and clear. Do not come and talk to me about it, because it's not going to happen. Now, I'm reasonable, right? I'll work with anyone. If you want to work this business and we can find a fair way to do it, man, I am all in for that. But it's the ones that feel entitled that I'm not in for, because it does nothing but hurt the little guy, and I'm not into doing that, okay? So just keep that in mind. So I want to make sure that everything's clear here, because I kind of went on a couple different things. The clarity is this: in order to qualify for this CAB bonus, it's really simple. All you have to do is make a sale equal to or greater than the package you own. If you do that, you are automatically qualified for the CAB bonus. Now, what is the CAB bonus? Well, we don't have the CAB bonus yet, right? Because there's no profitability inside of our system. So what we will be doing is we'll be monitoring stuff that very first week, the first couple of weeks, and we will set what that CAB bonus is. As people begin to qualify, we will be able to create this CAB bonus based on the profitability of our handicapping, our auctions, and the sales that are coming inside of our system. Really simple, right? So we can do this together. I can't do it alone. I can't create, I won't, and it's impossible to create something out of nothing. If you're dealing with a company right now that is paying out any type of guaranteed return or percentage or anything like that, and there's nothing backing it except for new money coming in, we all know what that's called, right? It is the definition of, I'm not going to say it, but you know what I'm talking about, okay? So just keep that in mind as you're going into this. So this is the qualification. This is exactly how you are able to qualify for that CAB bonus. And like I said, I'm willing and ready to rock this with you and lean into this and help you do whatever you need to do to build your business to get there. Many of you, it won't be that hard to do. So what's next? I mean, what do we do from here? Okay, that's the big question. Well, number one, as I said, I already made my commitment to you, and it wasn't a commitment of words. It will be a commitment of action. You will see me in front of your face way more than you want to see mine, okay? You will hear my voice way more than you want to hear it, and I'm leaning into this full force. As we go into January of our official relaunch, that is what we're going to be doing. I'm not setting a date specifically yet, but I'm expecting the first week of January. Just to kind of tell you guys where we're at, We are in the testing phase already of this system. We have a brand new programming team that is actually working on this. Okay. So we are already in the testing phase to make sure that the binary works right, to make sure that the cab bonus works right, to make sure the direct sales, the auctions, all those things that you guys want and you need, and we need it to be successful. Those are all being tested right this very second. Okay. So just keep that in mind that that will be the relaunch. Now, when we start this, okay, what you're going to be able to see is you're going to have your back office. It will show everything. But when it comes to, when it comes to the volume, when it comes to the cab bonus, when it comes to those things, we are starting clean. Okay. We are starting clean and starting fresh. It is the only way to make this thing happen and make it happen the right way. I want to give every single one of you all a chance. I do. And I want you to give me a chance too. Now, some of you don't believe a word I'm saying, and that's okay. You don't have to. But I guarantee you my actions are going to prove you wrong. For each and every one of you who are doubting me 1 ounce, my actions will prove you wrong. If you guys do what we need to do as a team, I promise you I will be there to make it happen for us. I know a couple things for certain. I know the math on this works. I know our handicappers works. I know that auctions work. I know the binary, the math behind the binary, our entire compensation plan, it can last forever if we do what we're supposed to do. If we don't make the mistakes, if we don't just give it away, if we're not too generous, if we don't do the stupid things that got us in this position in the first place, which I take full responsibility for that. But what I don't take responsibility for is this, okay? I don't take responsibility for people thinking I'm sitting on some big fat stack of Bitcoin and just not giving it out. I don't stand for that, okay? If you're one of those, good luck, man. I'd be glad to show you my Bitcoin wallets today, every single one of them. That's not happening. If it was, why wouldn't we just move forward? Wouldn't it be a lot easier to do that? Would I ever come back out in front of this, or would I just sit on it if that was my intention? Folks, we are here together. I'm asking for you. I'm asking for you to come together as a team and for us to make this happen. I think we have a real opportunity here to change a lot of people's lives and to get back what is rightfully ours, right? To put people in the direction that they need to go when it comes to being able to perform and produce for them and their family. This is an opportunity that is legit. It's something that can work, right? We know everything works behind it. It is right there in front of you. It is transparent. You cannot fake any of this. So I'm asking you to lock arms with me and do this. Now, here's the deal. I'm going to stop sharing this, okay? Because that was the end of the presentation. I'm going to see if there's any actual questions maybe that I didn't cover to answer, okay? Now, if it's something like, there's some of you that might come hard at me. I might read it. I might not. You know, I've been known to read those. But let me see what's up, okay? Let me read through these and see what's going on. Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Again, I mean, there's a couple of you using the word like, hey, I had someone invest. You didn't have them invest here. They must have invested somewhere else because we don't take investments. Okay, we've already been through that. Gary Wolf asking, why can't I log into my account? Gary, we have everything shut down on the back office because right now, if you were to look at it, it would show the matrices and all that. Okay, so everything's taken down right this second. But like I said, the first week of January is our intention to have that completely live. I don't know the exact date, but we'll be announcing that. Okay, so great question, but that's why you can't log in right now. Okay. Let's see here. You allowed multiple accounts and almost encouraged it when the money was going into your system. You could have simply said no to multiple accounts. Well, Joseph, that's from Joseph. Number one, that's inaccurate. I never encouraged anyone to do multiple accounts. We did not stop it though. You have two choices, okay? Choice A, we do KYC on every single person, okay? That means you have to give us your name, your ID and everything before you receive a commission. And then we can manage that. I mean, if you guys would rather go that route, I mean, we could do that, okay? I'm not being any way. I'm just saying like, you have an option. But in my opinion, I think if we took a vote, most people would be like, no, I don't want to provide that information just to receive a commission. So it's truly impossible for us to manage that because what happens is, oh, I set up an account for me. No, this one's for my wife. This one's for my daughters. This one's for my parents. And it just goes on and on. So whether or not someone thinks I encouraged it, which I definitely didn't, but if you think that I did, you know, it would make no sense for us as a company to encourage that because it hurt us, right? It hurts from a binary standpoint. And obviously the manipulation of the cab bonus as well. So I don't think we got to spend a lot of time on it. I'm just saying going forward, Don't sell it like that. Don't do it. Don't try to have multiple accounts. It does nothing but hurt the company. Okay. Here's someone talking about outstanding auctions. Yes, I get it. Definitely. We know that. I think we spend a lot of time on that. Hopefully you caught that. That's a number one priority to us to get that done. All right, Gary, you're all set. Let's see here. Okay, so Jerry's asking, will you be forming or continuing a group for online sports betting in addition to the GOWs? Jerry, I'll tell you what, man, that's, believe it or not, that's one of my favorite things. So the answer is absolutely yes. I think that training right there to show people how to do it on their own, that's something that we could probably do once a week or maybe a couple times a week to just have a special training on exactly how you do it, how you do the wagering, what we do, this, how we do it. Like we have a specific philosophy. We're very conservative on some of the stuff that we do. And if you talk to just like a normal everyday bettor, they probably don't want to bet the way that we do because they're not willing to earn less. So we'll talk about all that stuff. But man, Jerry, I think that's an awesome idea. And I think we could probably get some people out to do that. Absolutely. And I also, one of my biggest visions here is, to have an actual retreat where we get people, help them through that process of being able to set that up and walk them through it like in a live session. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Let's see here. Still owed a GOW. Yes, we covered that. Gossett, thanks for coming back, especially addressing the elephants in the room. Also, it's difficult to let go of what happened in the past. I'm glad to see GCN revamping. Gossett, yeah, man, I'm with you. And, one thing that I've said, I started off, I have to take responsibility for not communicating the way I should. That's on no one but me, right? I mean, 100%. I did not communicate the way that I should have, especially in the last, I would say, 3 months. Part of that was due to clarity, having clarity on exactly where we wanted to go. But I don't care what the excuse is. It's an excuse, right? You have to do better. And that's what we're doing. So I appreciate you saying that, man. I look forward to it. I know you've been here a long time. You've always been positive, Gossett. So I really appreciate that. Okay, Joseph. So you're saying those who purchase packages and did not break even or profit on those packages are no longer valid. Also, former downlines will still be in place. Joseph, what I'm saying is this: if you purchased a package, yeah, absolutely, it's still valid. We're not asking anyone to send in any more money. I don't think anyone would do that, nor would I ask. So from that perspective, you still have your packages, okay? Your downlines will still be in place as well, okay? So like your binary, we didn't erase any of that. Even though we took away the binary from the back office, we still have all that data, okay? So it will still be there 100%, and you can continue to work with your downlines, okay? So hopefully that answers your question. That's a good question. Would like to know what became of monies I put in. Well, Clearphone, I don't know who you are, but hopefully you caught most of this presentation. I mean, that's what most of it was about. So, I would encourage you to just go back and watch the recording on some of those issues. I don't want to go back through all that, but at the same time, it's right here. We've had it out in the open. When launch in January, will we still have the original Bitcoin packages that we purchased before the shutdown? So you will have whatever level you're at. So like if you're at a G10, that was a 5 Bitcoin level, it's a 1 Bitcoin level now, that's what you'll have. Now, keeping something in mind, okay? The price of Bitcoin has almost 10 times, not 10 times, but well, yeah. I mean, it was 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000, somewhere in there. So yeah, it equals out to be about the same. For me personally, I don't feel comfortable. I don't know if you guys feel comfortable. I don't feel comfortable asking someone to put 5 Bitcoin into anything when that would be over $100,000. I'm not down with that. So it's not something we're going to do. And if we have to adjust these lowers, if Bitcoin goes up, we will do that. Okay. So just keep that in mind. Now, the good news is this, to double 1 Bitcoin versus 5 is a lot easier, right? To qualify is a lot easier, most likely for a lot of you to be able to do this. So just keep that in mind. All right. Any other questions? It's 2:54. I'll open it up one more time to see if there's anything else I can answer for you before we move on. The value of each credit is still $1. Yes. Good question. Rick's asking about login credentials. Rick, so we absolutely can help you with that. We're going to have, full-time support just like we always have. It will be through Telegram now. So like when you actually go to our website and click support, sorry, it's going to redirect you to a Telegram room where you can actually communicate. Okay. So just keep that in mind. That will be there and we can help you with those logins in case they don't work. Now, right, if you go to the website right now and try to log in, the login page is actually down. You won't even have a chance to log in. So just know that that doesn't mean anything other than we are updating that. Oh, James Hampton. Okay. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. He was Clearphone. So James, thanks for clarifying who you are. I appreciate that. All right. Any other questions here? Let's see here. Okay. Let's see here. Whoever just sent me that last message here. Hold on 1 second. Team up. Let's see here. Team up. I'm going to send you a message here. Okay. On the side. So you will have that. Okay. So just know I will hit you here in just a second with some information. Okay. Okay. There you go. Team up. I just sent you some stuff. Okay. All right. Any final thing here? It doesn't look like anything else coming here. Let's see here. So Reverend Lawrence, what are you going to be doing with people who brought 3 Bitcoin and when we'll start getting paid? So maybe you came in late, Reverend Lawrence. By the way, I hope you're doing well, man. By the way, if you guys don't know Reverend Lawrence, this dude, one of the best prayer givers in the world. By the way, I just have to give him some props. But Reverend Lawrence, as I said, the qualification is there. So like whatever package you own, you will still own it, and that will be your new qualifying package. US dollar to Bitcoin, they're going to equal pretty close to the same of what you started with. Okay. Rick, no, I didn't say anything about reducing any packages. I didn't say that. Let's see here. Hey, Paul, how you doing, man? Good to see you. All right. So, I think I'm gonna wrap this in. Well, Rick, let me put it this way. As far as you haven't lost anything, man. It's still there from a dollar perspective. It's still totally there. So you can absolutely get back every single thing that you put in and a lot more if you choose to do it. Right. Okay. I'm gonna wrap this thing up. We've been on here almost an hour. I really appreciate everybody taking the time to come out. I hope what you learned here today is something that can resonate with you, that makes sense. I want to make sure that you guys understand how committed I am to this and how much I will be leaning in on it. So if you don't want the emails and the videos and all that, just unsubscribe because I'm going to be placed in there. We're going to be doing Zooms leading up to this launch to get us ready, to get us excited about it. The last thing I want to say is this. I know it's the holiday season. For those of you who celebrate, I want you to have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I'm very thankful that I could even get this many people to come out and listen to what I have to say about GCN. I truly believe you're going to be shocked what happens in 2021. We can make this happen. We can all make it happen together. But I'm telling you, it's going to take all of us. And I know that that's like some of you are going to be on that edge, like, do I really trust this? Do I want to move forward? I'd say lean in. I'm leaning in. You got me. I'm leaning in. I'm going to do everything I can to help you get to where you need to be, but I can't do it. It just can't be me. It's got to be all of us working together to do this. So you guys know this. I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. You guys, well, maybe not easy, but most of you all have my information. If you need anything from me, let me know. Contact support. I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you for coming out, and we're going to wrap this up. Merry Christmas to those who celebrate. Happy New Year as well. We'll see you real soon.